But I think for me personally, I'm not the same trash talker that I was back when I was in high school, etc. Because I was this quintessential trash talker. I was like the Dennis Rodman of trash talkers, but ultimately I was very more smart than Dennis Rodman. I didn't go to parties. I didn't go to Bush parties. So, that's all I have to say about that. Overall, the Hamilton Ticats played better down the stretch. They were more clutch than Montreal. I really thought Montreal had a lot of opportunities to extend the lead and make it a laughing stock, and a very difficult mountain to hurdle, I should say, for the Hamilton Ticats. But Montreal gave the game away late in the first half, and it continued on the second half. The defense of Montreal got tired and undisciplined, grossly undisciplined, and I should be incredibly ashamed if you're a Montreal fan at this point. The quarterback's situation is still a cancerous issue since Anthony Calvillo left. I think it's time for the Montreal Alouettes organization. If I was Jim Popp, he's got to go. And I not mean him as a head coach. I mean Jim Popp entirely needs to be canned after this season. Let this Montreal season run its course. I don't think they're going to go 0-16. I think they can pull out a good 4 or 5 wins down the stretch. But they are totally overwhelmed. They are totally gone awful right now. And if I was Jim Popp, like I said, retire. Just go away. That's all I can say about that. If you're a Montreal Alouettes fan, you have every right to be concerned with this team going forward. And I also feel very bad for Chet Cox. Chet Cox absolutely deserves better. Bill Woods, this guy is a really good linebacker. He is starting to become the Bill Woods of 2014. He had a really rough 2015 because of injuries, but he is coming on strong. He has had a good outing tonight. And he had to take a few plays off in the lane the first half, and I think that was one of the big turning points of the game. The biggest turning point of the game was really the punt return for a touchdown by Brandon Banks. And that was a hell of a run. That was a really smooth, crystal clear run by the moneymaker, Brandon Banks. One more note to say for this game is I hope nothing but the absolute best for my Filer, number 51, center for the Hamilton Ticats. He wasn't caught off the field. He even didn't walk off in his own power. I think he had a knee problem. He was on crutches when I seen him going back to the tunnel, the team tunnel. It's not a good sight. Hopefully, this is not going to be any significant period of time. I do think, though, I could speak otherwise. I believe it's an ACL injury. I am not 100% sure. I haven't gone to social media tonight. I'm probably going to check it right after the game. Right into the podcast. With the update on my Filer, but it doesn't look very good. I was just literally going to go to my to the area where the tunnel was. I was just waiting for the game to be over, And just as soon as I got into the section where the Ticats tunnel was, I seen that a down player. I thought it was C.J. Gable based on the replay, but luckily for everyone, C.J. Gable was okay. But it was not likewise whatsoever for Mike Filer, who has done nothing but great things, not only for this team. He has filled out really well since Ron Hage retired, and he has done incredible things for the community. He and P.O. Dykowski, among others. They have been role models, absolute class citizens, and I hope nothing but the best for Mike Filer in his recovery. I do suspect an ACL, if not an MCL, injury, and he could be out for the rest of the year, perhaps. I do not know. Like I said, I haven't been on social media since I came back to the hotel, even upon the time I was recording this podcast. So, don't give me a hard time, literally. Before I go tonight, I just want to wish a good pal of mine in my old high school days. I am not going to say his name out of respect for him and for his family, who I know them very, very well. He got married today. I wish nothing but the absolute best for him and his newlywed wife. Congratulations to both families, who, like I said, know them. Who I know the groom's family very, very well. They go back nearly 20 years. They're nothing but great people. One of the best people one of the best character families I ever seen in my lifetime. I tell you that. And I tell you that for an absolute record. They are nothing but great families. But out of respect, to get what respect's due, the amount of total great respect that I have for this family, I'm not going to say it in this podcast because they don't deserve me talking about them. But I am going to refer to the special event today. So congratulations to the groom and the bride and the families. Like I said, I wish nothing but the absolute best for the groom and the bride, the newlywed husband and wife, as they celebrate their marriage together and hope for the long one. That's all I can say about that. This concludes the Michael Willoughby Show, episode number 32, live from Montreal. We'll be back next week for a wrap-up of the Ticats game against the Eskimos. I think is coming within a week from now in Edmonton. It's the second game of the four road games, 4 consecutive road games, and especially the bye next week as well, the following week as well, and then there'll be 2 more after that. But Hamilton's got to continue plug in. They are proving to 2-2. They're 2-0 on the road this season, 0-2 shockingly at home. That is a pretty odd statistic because in the past, that, and especially if you're Cat Austin, it was a completely different round. You had a winning record at home so far at this point in the season, and you had a winning losing world record, or even 500 at best. But that is not the case, clearly, 4 games into the season. And I want to make a quick note of error that I need to correct. I said earlier that Montreal I don't think Montreal is going to go 0-16. I think I said that. I should have said 0-18. I don't think they're going to go 0-18. I think they're going to go at least 4 wins, 4 to 6 4 to 6 wins. They will pull off some wins down the stretch, but I don't think they need to go to the playoffs now. I think they got to go for a massive rebuild. Like Toronto, I think that is the same case, even though they have been playing very well. And one other note, how about those Ottawa Red Blacks? I can't wait to see them play in Hamilton in October. I don't think they're going to go undefeated. Trevor Harris is playing MOP numbers. Chris Williams is playing all-world football this year so far. The defense of Ottawa has been really good as well. But Ottawa, without a doubt, they're the team to beat right now. They're the class of the CFL on his own right now. The last remaining undefeated team in the CFL going to this week. I think they won yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. They beat the Toronto Argonauts 32-20 at BMO Field. I think that was the case. I think it was 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Like I said, it's 11:57 p.m. right now at the time of recording. So it is 2 or 3 days ago, back this past Wednesday. So with the win, Ottawa goes to 3-0-1. Still undefeated, the only undefeated team left in the regular season. I don't think they're gonna go completely unbeaten all regular season long. I think they will get overconfident at some point after Labor Day or around Labor Day, but I think Ottawa has what it takes to become a legit Grey Cup contender. I don't think you will see Henry Burris at this point. Again, it is still a long season to go. We're not even on the third way in. But as it appears right now, Trevor Harris is your guy in Ottawa. And Henry Burris is likely going to look for a job to close out his Hall of Fame career. I don't think he will finish up this season as an Ottawa Red Black. I do think Henry Burris will be traded. And I would prefer him be coming back to Hamilton. To the dismay of my friends that are probably listening to me right now and say, what the fuck is, pardon my language, what the fuck is Michael Wilby thinking? Well, you gotta get a veteran presence that still can throw the ball, and more importantly, no one else knew how to win. They have won, I believe, 1 Grey Cup, if not 2. They came very close to win 2 Grey Cups as a starter in last year. They nearly lost when Ottawa Red Blacks nearly lost to Edmonton. But like I said, I think Henry Burris will not be an Ottawa Red Black come towards the end of the season. Come by the end of the season. This is Trevor Harris' team to lead. And he has all the tools and all credentials. And he at the post game, he watched it on SportsCenter, the highlights. And after the highlights was over, TSN highlighted Trevor Harris. And man, Trevor Harris showed nothing but absolute class to the organization that he, I think, in my opinion, and a lot of people will agree, that Trevor Harris got a bad rap when he was left out of Toronto in favor of the old man River Ricky Way, who has played really good. I give Wig a lot of credit. He is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Well, maybe not at the level of Cavillo. But I think he will be a Hall of Famer very soon, once his career ends. But I don't think it will be immediate like Cavillo's going to be. I think his legacy with Ricky Ray's legacy, I think he is a little bit tarnished right now. A little bit damaged because, let's just say dented. More like dented rather than completely damaged, because that's totally unfair to say about Ricky Ray on that logic. The reason why is because the Argonauts' offense sucks. They had a bad rap. Andre Dewey went out for the Whitaker. The Owens has been before he came to Hamilton.